Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Primo's Hot Takes. I am your host today, your co-host Hernan. This is my brother my brother Jose and my cousin Xavier. Today, we're gonna be talking about a bunch of draft positions, running backs, linebackers, and defensive backs, and we're also gonna go and talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the recent contract extensions or the contract talks with Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb. X, you want to give your take?
Yeah, let's talk about America's team. I know Michael Parsons eligible for his contract extension, and I know they want to pay it now because I know over there in the Jaguars, Josh Allen he got a big payday, 20 million per year, 88 million guarantee. Even if I mean for Michael Parsons, I think it's I mean you got to pay the man. He's like literally their best defender. Well, they're the best player in the defense and they he sorry what's it called yeah, he should be getting paid the most of any player in the league in defense. And hold on, let me see. Yeah, even if he holds out this year, he's gonna have more leverage. With Josh Allen's contract in the Jaguars, he got paid 20 million, and it can and I bel no sorry 30 million. And I know
Josh Allen or Nick Bosa?
Josh Allen, I believe.
Yeah, he got
He
30 mil a year.
Yeah, he just got a big payday. So even if Michael Parsons hold out this year, he's getting probably could get 40 million by next year. But yeah, I think Jerry Jones should just pay him and just give him that big payday.
Yeah, so talking about Michael Parsons, he is gonna get paid. He has to get paid. He produced, and they have to pay the guy. I think they have to starting. They're gonna have to start 5 years, $70 million. That's the starting point. I don't know where the guarantee is gonna be, but that should be Michael's starting point. 5 years, 70 million. And I feel like on CeeDee Lamb, he is potentially gonna hold out. He's not trying to get the fifth year. He wants an extension, and you might see him hold out. I mean, the receivers are running thin on the Cowboys, and clearly he is the best option in offense right now for the Cowboys. So he is gonna most likely hold out. And I feel like if neither of those two guys play, Cowboys ain't gonna make it to the playoffs this year.
For the Cowboys, honestly, this is gonna be really bad for them. Because CD and Mika could each ask for like 35 mil a year, especially with the new way the way the new contracts are going out for edge rushers and wide receivers. So they're basically screwed. Last year was literally their best chance to win a championship, and they didn't even make it past the first round. Um, and the way how I see it, I think they should just reset and trade Dak. I'm sure a lot of Cowboys fans feel the same way too, which is possible they can do that because after I believe January 1st, they can trade them and they won't owe as much dead cap as they would have if they traded them before. So if I was them, I would just draft a quarterback this year and trade Dak in the trade deadline to another team for like picks or players of needs for next year, for the upcoming season because it is gonna be tough, especially them having to rebuild and basically start all over with a new quarterback. But it's something they're gonna have to do if they want to keep Mika and CD, unless they're okay with parting ways with both of them and sticking with Dak. But the way how I see it, I feel like Dak's not even worth sticking around for because he had his best chance last year and he blew it in the first half by throwing three interceptions and then trying to come back, which was super late in the fourth quarter, and by then it was already the game was basically over. The Cowboys had to pull some miracle shit just to try to get it close, but they still had to recover an onside kick, which they didn't get, and they lost the game. And I know everyone's gonna be like saying like, "Oh, maybe it was the defense." I'm like, it was kind of Dak Prescott throwing those three interceptions, putting the defense in bad situations. So if I was the Cowboys, I'll just move on from Dak. Not even wait till this year's up. Just do it this year. Move on from him. Draft a new quarterback. Give your players the contract extension, and just move on.
Yeah. So what I was thinking, since the receiving class is pretty it's a pretty good receiving class. Why not? You know, one of their options is also trading Lamb out to one of these rookie quarterbacks. You know, maybe the Chicago could be interested. Chargers could be interested. Someone with a cap space to help them, and they get a high top 10 pick, and they draft another receiver, and they reset, you know, their contracts, and they keep Dak. They pay Micah. That could be an option too. But to be honest, I'd rather, if I was the GM, I would get rid of Dak over those two guys.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's
Trader, I know the contract extensions with him, with Dak and Jerry, didn't go very like moving forward. So I believe this is Dak's last year, and I think everybody in the fan base know. But you do got Trey Lance in the backup. I mean, he could be a potential starter for them, or like you said, just trade up this draft. Maybe just wait till next year and just maybe draft a QB. But yeah,
I mean, maybe they can trade up in the second round and try to take Penix Jr. Because I'm pretty sure the Titans are willing to trade up their second round pick, which is an early pick.
my best.
But
I mean, yeah, my best bet is just move on with him, and then just get Trey Lance and give him the starting job, and we'll go from there.
because like I know what you said, Joe, like trading CeeDee Lamb and drafting a new rookie wide receiver, but it's not as easy as cut and dry as that. Like we've seen it fail before with the Titans when they traded away AJ Brown and they tried to go with a new receiver uh, with a stacked draft class, and everyone thought Burks was going to be really good, but yet he hasn't produced nearly to the same level that AJ Brown did. So doing that is not even guaranteed. I know the Vikings pulled it off when they got rid of Diggs and got Jefferson instead, but I feel like that was just them getting lucky because they got lucky. The Eagles drafted Jalen Rager. Imagine if they would have drafted Rager instead of Jefferson, how bad it would have looked for them to part ways from Diggs. I'm just saying, like it is not going to work out completely if they do that. And then this year's draft class, the edge rushers are pretty weak. Uh, I think I think only three guys are worth taking in the first rounds, and majority of them are not necessarily premier edge rushers like how Mika Parson is. So parting ways from him wouldn't make sense. But when you look at Dak Prescott and what he provides, he's not really an elite trade quarterback that can bomb things out or extend drives like how Mahomes does. He's just the game manager at best, and you can draft that in this year's draft class. Like, that's why I think they should go for Penix Jr. and maybe if Bo Nix falls to them in the second round, draft him instead.
Give some credit to the Vikings, man. They drafted Randy Moss, and then they drafted Justin Jefferson. I mean, they know their receivers, man, especially from LSU.
I guess. I think they got lucky with Jefferson.
But
All right.
I don't like that CD Lamb trade. I think you should just pay him as
I,
him and Micah
Well,
because they're
if
their
it was
best.
either one, I'd rather pay Micah because he's not replaceable. CD, you could somewhat replace him in production with maybe like a free agency guy and a rook. I mean, I'll take my chances on replacing Lamb over Micah because you're not
I
gonna
guess.
find that in the draft.
I don't know. I'll take my chances replacing Dak over any of them.
Yeah, well, that is true. All right, I got for the 2024 running backs, my best running back, I think is the best running back in this draft class is Trey Benson. He has an NFL build. He's 6 feet, 216 pounds. He ran a 4.34. He's from Florida State, and he's projected to fall to the Cowboys on the 56th pick, second round. I think he's going to be the best running back in this draft class.
He's ranked number one in total score in the combine. So I like that pick. I like that pick.
Oh, for Jay Benson, yeah. He's honestly the best graded running back in my scout evaluation, whatever. Um, so yeah, I agree with Joe. I think he is the best running back in the draft class. He has everything. He has all the tools you want in a running back. This is technically a weak class, but I feel like he's a starting level running back out of all of them. Maybe Jalen Wright too, but he has some injury concerns, so that's why I'm not entirely too sold on him.
Yeah, this running back draft class is pretty interesting. With mine, I did I chose to steal the draft, so I chose Marshawn Lloyd from USC. He's 5'9", 209 pounds. His 40 was a 4.46, but he's a well-rounded running back, very athletic, very explosive, and right now I think he could be definitely a potential, definitely a backup running back when he gets to the league, but he can lead his way to a starting role as quick, and he can make big plays, quick on his feet, and he's a. There's times where he shows traits that he could block, and that's very important in the league. You want to protect the quarterback at all times, and
What school did he play for?
USC.
Oh yeah, I was watching highlights.
Yeah, he's 40-yard dash was six out of all the running backs, but it's still very good for him. Uh, sorry. Yeah, like I say, he's very explosive and he could very quick feet, all the traits that you want in a running back, and he
Uh,
could become a
Which
starter real quick.
which one's the guy you're talking about?
Marshawn Lloyd.
Marshawn Lloyd. Honestly, I haven't really heard much about him.
Yeah, I believe he's
Uh,
like a day 3 pick.
yeah, well, yeah, he's a day three pick. He does have somewhat of the traits that you look for
He
a running back.
he could be a day 2 pick as well, but yeah, with this running back class is very interesting. Like not your typical running back class like last year, where you
Yeah,
have like your
absolutely
all
not.
down running backs and like your for sure starters. But with this class is very intriguing. So honestly, you could go either way with who's going to be the first running back pick in the draft.
Damn, he's 5'9", 220. Like a
Well, you want your running backs to be like at that size, like 220. It doesn't really matter if they're short or not. You want those short, stocky backs to absorb a bunch of hits. So he does have the profile you want in a running back. You just don't want those guys that are like 5'8", 5'9", with 185, 182, somewhere around there, like a small frame.
Yeah, and his combine results were kind of iffy, but well, if you look at his tape, he shows that he plays hard and gets like high effort.
Mm.
So usually, I mean, yes, the combine does matter, but I mean, if you look at the tape, you see like that he's very well-rounded running back.
he's projected as Jared McKinnon, so we'll see
Yeah.
how his career plays out.
This draft class is so weak that I don't really think I don't think there's gonna be a running back that's gonna be drafted like in the first round. So there's not gonna be like a guaranteed bust. But I look at this guy. He has the skill set and the frame that you want he ran the fastest 40, I believe.
Yeah,
He
he
ran
did.
a 4.33. Um, he's 6 feet, 221 pounds. He's from Louisville, Louisville, Isaac Brado. I think a team's gonna look at him and they're gonna look at his combine results, and I think they're gonna try to reach for him like in the second round, which I think is gonna be a complete mistake because this guy he just wasn't producing. He was getting outproduced by the another running back in that same draft class that's predicted a lot lower than him, but he was getting outproduced by him because he wasn't showing any effort in the plays. Like you can see, he didn't have the ball carry skills that you want in a running back. He would just pick the wrong lane so many times. And then when you think like he'll lower his shoulder and like create contact and make a broken tackles, like he would just get tackled down so easily. Like I just don't think he's gonna be like that because he has the physical traits that you want. Like he literally looks and could be like the next best running back in this draft class, but he's just like a team's gonna take him super duper early. Like honestly, I wouldn't take him no more than a fifth round and just have him like a project. And I feel like that's what he is. But the thing with him, he's already 24 years. He's about to be 24 years old. So there's not much of a project right there because most of the running backs, by the time they hit 27, they already hit their peak. So this guy's gonna be like, I don't know, but team's gonna actually I don't think anyone's gonna actually like get a lot from him. I think he's just gonna be a bust, and I think he's just gonna be a big back that can run fast and just that's it, and he's not gonna do much else.
Yeah, I agree with you with the no running back class getting drafted in the first round. Most likely day 2.
Yeah, I see that he's projected fourth, fifth round.
Yeah,
He has the size of a running back. speed is there, 4.33. Oh, we just have to see how he plays out.
Yeah, his
And
numbers were good in college in Louisville.
what if he's the running back that everyone wants to get on towards midway through the season? We're gonna have to come back to this. And Ernie called him a bust for fantasy
I don't
football.
I don't think he's ever gonna be an elite running back.
My cornerback that I'm gonna pick is Quinion Mitchell. He's ranked right now 10th in the PPF big board rankings. He's from Toledo's Rockets. He's 6 feet, 196 pounds. Uh, there was no other cornerback in the FBS that forced more incompletions than him in the past 2 seasons. He does have track speeds at 4.33 speeds. Very confident cornerback, what you want in a cornerback. And he's compared to Davion Weatherspoons from Seattle. That's his compare. I think he is going to be the best corner on this draft.
Quinion Mitchell?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree too. It's between him and Nate Wiggins. And unlike Nate Wiggins, he doesn't have any injury concerns or anything like that. He has the size you want and from a cornerback. So yeah, I agree. I think Quinton Mitchell's is the best cornerback in the draft. He has a nasty press coverage. He can keep up with anyone. He has the speed, the 4.33 speed, which is amazing. Like I don't think I've ever seen a cornerback that elite, that good, and that fast. Um, but yeah, I think Quinn Mitchell is the best cornerback you would want. So yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna be the first cornerback getting drafted. I can guarantee that.
by the
With
Chargers.
I don't mind unless they trade
I
back.
don't think that early.
They'll trade back to mid round, and I'm cool with them drafting a cornerback there. Well, with my steal of the draft for the cornerback, I chose Kyrie Jackson from Oregon, 6'3", 6'4", 194 pounds. He has outstanding size for a cornerback. That's what a lot of teams look for it in the NFL. Very underrated in this group. And he had 10 pass breakups and 3 interceptions. So I believe he believe the steal of the draft. Probably he probably get chosen maybe late first round, early second round. But I think any team will love him in their team. Yeah, and with his I think his 40-yard dash was pretty nice. He had a good combine and got it stocked up.
Is it the guy from Oregon?
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't. I chose him, but I also was gonna chose that other prospect. I bet he's Lassiter. Yeah, Kamari Lassiter. And he's from Georgia. And you know those guys from Georgia in defense, they play hard, they could cover, and their whole theme of that NFL in their team is all about defense. Sorry.
Okay. For mine, it's got to be TJ Tempo. I see him mocked in a lot of second, third round, a lot of like early second, maybe late, mid to late, second round picks, and I just don't think he's worth it. Um, he just doesn't have the speed that you want in an outside corner, and he's just he doesn't have the like all the traits that you want in a corner. Like he looks more similar to like a slot corner than an outside corner, and I think a bunch of teams are just gonna pick him and try to put him outside because of his
He's 6'1". Yeah, he's tall.
because of his frame. Another one that I think that I wouldn't say he's a bust, but just isn't gonna be as an elite corner as everyone else think he is, and that's Kool-Aid McKinstry. He has everything you want in a corner. He tackles, he can press cover, he can keep up with any corner, any receiver. But the thing with him is that he's very slow. He doesn't have the speed you want in an outside corner. So he's gonna be a liability a lot, especially on a bunch of comeback routes or a bunch of drag uh comeback routes and dig routes. So that's why I think he's gonna be a liability outside. He's definitely gonna be a great slot corner because you don't really need speed when you're a slot corner. but I don't think he's gonna be a bust. I just don't think he's gonna be as elite as everyone think he is, like the shutdown corner, like Marshawn Lattimore or Darrell Revis. I think he's gonna be more of a guy you put inside. But with TJ Tampa, I just think he's gonna be a bust. I don't think he's gonna be that good. I wouldn't take him no more than like a fourth round pick and see if maybe he's worth it there.
Yeah, I mean, his Boscas has a potential for him to be in day two pick, but I do
With
believe,
TJ
uh,
Tampa,
yeah, TJ Tampa,
nah,
uh,
I wouldn't take him day two at all.
day two, day three, it's
I
a good
wouldn't.
chance the NFL teams are gonna take a chance on him.
A Kool-Aid or TJ?
No, 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 TJ Tampa. Go ahead up. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
He just doesn't have the he just doesn't want he doesn't have the ball skills or the patience to be a corner in the NFL. And I believe he gets penalized a lot. That's why I don't think he's gonna be someone that teams are gonna like get tired of after a while and they just move on from him.
But with Kool
Yeah,
Aid, I believe he's gonna get drafted def in
I
the
think
first round.
I think he's gonna end up getting drafted in the first round. But honestly, I'll probably take him in the second round.
He's definitely
'Cause
getting chosen. Sorry, he's definitely getting picked before TJ
and
Tampa.
that's crazy. You calling him a bust? That's the guy I want the Chiefs to draft in the first round.
Kool-Aid McCaffrey or TJ Temple?
Kool-Aid. I
Kool-Aid,
think he's
I don't think he's gonna be a buzz. I just don't think he's gonna be an elite outside corner how everyone thinks he is. I think he's more of a guy you put inside in the slot because he will be a hell of a disruptor, especially as a nickel corner. It's gonna be hard for any team to try to throw the ball on the inside.
Yeah, I will. Joe, you say you want the Chiefs to draft Kool Aid?
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind that he's a guy that I think could play that role that we need to fill.
But losing Snead on the outside,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's gonna play like Snead,
he's gonna
but
get burned a lot outside. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I mean, I'll place a bet that Chiefs will make Kool Aid pretty well known in that
I don't
scheme.
know. Plus, he's a Bama corner, and not a bunch of Bama corners that you fancy one.
all right.
Chiefs know how to develop players, so I can see Kool Aid going off.
You're buying or you're selling this draft buzz of JJ McCarthy because I feel like every year Harden was saying there's always that one quarterback that draft stock rises and people are trying to trade for him, trade to draft him. So what do you think about JJ McCarthy? Are you buying or you're selling?
Yeah, they say he's the Will Levis of this draft, but I believe JJ McCarthy is the real deal. And I should believe the team should trade up for him and trade up for that Chargers pick on the fifth, man, or the fourth pick. Get him so you can have history, make four quarterbacks get taken. But I don't think he's because I believe this like the rise, sorry, the like the what do you call it, the hype of JJ McCarthy is like the real deal, and I see a lot of teams that I really love him and his traits. So I'm buying. I'm buying. I'm buying.
I'm selling. I'm sorry, but I don't see it. They didn't rely on him at all to win the championship game. He looked more like a pedestrian out there. He didn't really have to throw the ball. He was just running. They were just running the ball a lot, and like, yeah, that's great. They won the national championship, but they didn't rely on him. Kind of makes it seem like he's just a game manager. And honestly, I'm not picking a game manager in my top five pick. I want someone like Patrick Mahomes. I want someone like Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. I want someone explosive, someone who can make plays for me when the play breaks down. But I'm not trading up for JJ McCarthy. If I was the Patriots or the Cardinals and I hear the trade offer that the Vikings are willing to give me 3 first round picks, a third, maybe a second in there, you damn right I'm taking that. Because there ain't no way JJ McCarthy is worth all that, but the Vikings are actually dumb enough to actually offer that. So you know what? I'm just gonna take the picks because you could pick so many good players in this draft that you'll probably miss out on. Like, yeah, you might miss out on Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr., but guess what? You're gonna get either Romeo Duze or Aiden Mitchell. Take the fucking trade. But yeah, I'm selling on JJ McCarthy. I don't think he's worth it. I think he's more of a second round quarterback. I have Bo Nix, Drake May, Jenny Daniels, and Caleb Williams all ahead of him. I don't think he's worth the top 5 pick.
I feel like it's just a GM trying to get into other GM's heads. You know, rising his stock, making these organizations that are really dysfunctional trade up and get desperate, and they could probably be trying to get Jaden McDaniels or maybe one of those elite receivers to fall to them. I think it could, and so I am clearly. I think JJ McCarthy it's a selling because I don't think he's that good. They want to compare him to Daniel Jones, what the Giants have. He's basically Daniel Jones. That's what he is. He's just an athletic player.
Would you have if you're the Giants, would you redraft Danny Jones at 6 or would you go for something else completely?
I'll go for
It's the
something else completely.
it's the Giants. They'll draft Daniel Jones 2.0 at 6.
I don't know, man. Like I just don't see JJ McCarthy being that elite quarterback that you would want on your team. I mean, he's more of a guy that you just build around, and you maybe he takes a team friendly contract so that way you can have your whole roster there. But besides that, I'm not drafting him in the top 5 pick. Maybe a late first round pick just so you could have that 5th year option. But I'm not taking him in the top 5.
Yeah, if Vikings don't move up to fourth or fifth, I think they will draft him in the at the
11.
11 pick. Yeah,
I think so too. I think it's gonna be a mistake. I'll take
Unless
Bo Nix over him.
unless Broncos and Raiders are really desperate for a quarterback and they'll trade down, sorry, trade up and draft them there in the fifth pick or top five pick. Because I believe it's 11. Mike Vikings correct. 12 Broncos
Broncos are 12. Vikings are
and then
11.
13 Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if they really want a quarterback, they gotta trade down, trade up. Sorry.
So, have you been hearing about Tom Brady maybe coming out of retirement?
I don't know why
Uh,
he wants to do that. He's past his prime. He
He
showed it
loves to
last
tease.
year.
He loves to tease everybody.
But
Like
yeah, I think it's just
he
teasing. Like
he
there's
doesn't have
no
to
way.
come. He's just probably just bored at home or just stop. Doesn't like to vacation. He just wants to go back out there, I guess. And you're already the goat, man. You already got all 6 rings, 7 rings, whatever you have. You're already the goat. There's nothing else you could prove unless he just wants to come back and just beat Aaron Rodgers again in the playoffs.
Yo, what if he comes back and beats Mahomes again?
no,
or
I
maybe
want him. I want him to come back. I really want him to come back. Go play for San Fran. We're gonna play in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady is gonna lose in the Super Bowl to Patrick Mahomes. It's gonna solidify Patrick Mahomes finally beating Brady and getting the three-peat, something that he couldn't do. So I feel like that would be nice if he comes back just losing the Super Bowl to Patrick Mahomes. But I don't think he's coming back. He
yeah,
shouldn't.
he said he liked 3 teams, which was the 49ers, the Raiders, I believe, and probably going back to New England. But yeah, I don't want him to go into the
I
AFC West
I think the
division.
best fit for him is the Raiders because the Patriots are a dumpster fire right now, and then the Niners they already have Brock Purdy, so I don't think they're gonna try to go after Brady.
They did want a Tom Brady the run last year when Brock Purdy got hurt, I believe.
Yeah, but they have Brock Purdy now. Like I mean, he took him to
Oh,
the Super Bowl.
oh, I'm saying, when Brock Purdy got hurt, or whenever they have the QB injuries, when no, I believe it was the year after where he wanted Tom Brady to be the starter, and he already told Brock Purdy that he was going to be riding the bench. But I believe Tom Brady didn't want to come back, or it was just too late. That he already made a retirement announcement. I don't know. I remember hearing some news about that, but that would have been crazy if Tom Brady really came back with the Niners and already has all the weapons around him. Easy scheme to learn.
That's if Ayuk stays because he
But
wants out. He wants to go to a different team. He
but
wants
that'd
a
be
new
crazy if he
contract.
does comes back and goes to the Raiders because you face Mahomes twice a year, Justin Herbert twice a year. That'd be another division division
And
rival.
whatever quarterback the Broncos draft twice a year too.
Bring back Drew Lock.
Football.
Well, I heard there is some scouts in the about the combine where they're comparing Spencer Rattler to Mahomes?
I could see it what they're talking about, but he doesn't really have the pocket awareness that Mahomes has and ability to extend plays. But I get what they're talking about. But yeah, I don't. I will probably take like a third round pick on him, Spencer Rattler, but that's probably it.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good backup in the league. Maybe work his way up for a potential starting job, but yeah, it's really hard to compare him to Mahomes after, I mean, Mahomes is Mahomes, so
I mean, the only quarterback that kind of is similar to Mahomes is Caleb Williams, but even he, like, I don't know if he's willing to be a quarterback that's willing to take that check down, willing to just play within the system, and then extend plays when things break apart. Because we didn't really see that a lot for him in college. But then again, he never really had that type of roster or that type of team to where he could play in structure. So that's why everyone's on that. Not really sure if he's gonna be the guy. Drake May has shown that he could be that guy, but he doesn't have the ability to extend plays the way how Mahomes or Caleb Williams was able to do it.
yeah, Caleb Williams does look like Mahomes when he played unranked teams, but when he played top 25 college football teams, he looked like Kirk Cousins.
Hey, so you think the Falcons made a right decision giving Kirk Cousins that type of contract?
I don't know. How old is Kirk Cousins? Too old to
Yeah, I
have all that
think
money.
he's 36.
That's wild. 4 years, 180 million extension, correct?
Yeah. Damn, whoever his agent, man, like he needs to give that man a raise. Yep, 4 years, 180 million with 100 mil guaranteed. It's a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Did you see what Cam Newton said about that?
Yep.
I mean, I feel like there is some truth to it, but but if you go back and look at the stats, like Kirk Cousin, it wasn't as athletic as him, but he put up consistent stats throughout his whole career. But
Listen, the thing with me with Cam Newton is like I get he was a former MVP, right?
oh yeah,
That's
of
what
course,
he's talking
2015.
For,
about.
former MVP throwing to Tekken
But
Jr. to USL receivers.
I saw when I saw him play with the Patriots, like he didn't look like Cam Newton anymore. He looked like a shell of himself, and that was the best version we saw of him after that shoulder injury. It looked so bad. I watched the game and it was just so hard to watch them because all they could do was just run the ball. They couldn't even throw the ball past 10 yards without being like a I wouldn't even say an interception, but just be a bad throw.
Well,
I
to be
remember
fair, he didn't have Stephon Diggs. He didn't have
Justin
Justin
Jefferson.
Jefferson. He didn't have what's that other TJ Hawkinson. He didn't have all these crazy ass weapons, but
I mean, yeah, but like he still chose to go to the Patriots. He could have gone to another team.
Well, my thing with Kirk Cousins, he's literally coming from an Achilles injury, and that's very tough to come back. And he still got the contract that he got. I mean, yeah, it's pretty impressive from from his agent, but yeah, I don't know that contract for the Falcons to give him is very iffy.
yeah, I would have liked to see Justin Fields get traded over there for a 6th round pick. I think that would have been a lot of excitement in Atlanta if it would have been Justin Fields. That backfield to Justin Fields and then that running back, what's his name?
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson. That running back Bijan Robinson.
Hopefully,
Man, that would have been
hopefully he gets
crazy.
a lot more touches now this next year.
He definitely is, and then Kyle Pitts is gonna get a lot more targets.
Kyle Pitts just wanted more targets. He said, "I'll give you my number if you just give me more targets." Like, nah, it's all right, man. I'll switch numbers.
That's what. Oh,
Yeah, that Falcons.
Yeah.
I mean, that Falcons offense should be exciting this year.
Hey, the Falcons team should be a playoff team. I'm saying it, especially in that division. They got to be a playoff team now that they got Kirk Cousins. If not, then they gotta look at that roster and be like, okay, where could we improve? Because like that team's pretty much stacked, especially on the defensive side too.
Who's the coach again? Arthur Smith still?
Nah, he's not there anymore. He's gone.
Who's the coach?
He's a coordinator. He's the offensive coordinator now for the Steelers. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I think yeah, they just their their head coach opening job was vacant this year, and I remember they're one of the teams.
Oh, it's Raheem Morris.
Oh, from the Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
want to say he was a defensive coordinator.
From the Sean McVay
Yep.
tree.
Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't go after Bill Parcells. I mean Bill Belichick.
Well, I mean, he had two interviews, so I thought his job was. I mean, I thought Bill Belichick's job was ready to go with for the Falcons, but they just went the other way, so caught everybody off guard. But I do understand because Belichick's very old. If anything, he had a couple of years left with this young team. I don't know. They were looking for a long-term coach for this young squad. So I do understand them going to
I
Raheem Morris.
don't know, man. Like, I mean, he did win the Super Bowl two times. I believe that was one of them was with the Rams. The other one was with the Buccaneers. That first one with John Gruden. I mean, I don't know. 21-38 as a head coach, you pick him over Bill Belichick. Kind of seems like the front office is try to keep their jobs because I heard that if Bill Belichick would have been there, he would have cleaned the house and started from scratch.
Live, I have a live breaking news on notification from Bleacher Report that Rashid Rice from the Chiefs turned himself in because he had a arrest warrant. So I know he's facing 8 counts. And I know we were talking about it the last pod. So any did he get suspended from the Chiefs? Correct.
They haven't talked about it. I just saw it right now too. He turned himself into Dallas
Well,
PD.
I felt like he did that to try to lessen the sentence and try to make it more like so I think he could take like some type of plea deal because he's facing felony charges with that hit and run.
It
So,
was him and his, I believe, a cornerback from the same Mustangs that
yep.
was involved with the crash too.
Yeah, they were speeding. They were not speeding. They were racing each other,
There you
and
go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one of them lost control and he crashed into a car.
Yeah, he is facing like 8 counts of charges. I think it was like, but yeah, I think he's done in the NFL.
I think so too, especially if he's found guilty for all that. It's not gonna look good for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the fact that the Chiefs haven't released him yet, probably he's trying to. Maybe they're waiting to see what happens. But I don't think he's
Unless
gonna play this year.
unless he gets some type of plea deal where he doesn't have to serve any time, I don't see him coming back to the league, and I don't think that's gonna happen, especially since someone did get injured in that car accident. He just walked away.
Thank you if y'all listened to the whole podcast. Like, subscribe, and comment, and just see what other topics we could talk about. We're most likely gonna record again on Saturday, and we'll upload most likely on Sunday. All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Primo's out.
Who was out?